Tubular Tuesday's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Here it is, the 12th day of April 2016. The weather is about to turn exceptionally quiet, but we always try to find some interesting things to talk about here on Weather for Weather Geeks. I hope tonight is no exception. One of the things we do is keep track of our accuracy, at least in terms of temperatures, because that's the easiest thing to track. Now, we do pay attention to how we do precipitation-wise, cloud-wise, everything else, but the easiest thing to track is temperatures. You may have seen me post this or talk about this on TV. We call this the 2-degree guarantee. Now, a lot of TV stations over the last couple of decades have done 3-degree guarantees. We think that's too easy. We want to challenge ourselves to be right within 2 degrees every day. This value, 2 degrees, either too warm or too cool or right on the nose, that gives us a 5-degree, amount of wiggle room, if you will, for your temperature forecast for the following day in the evening or the same day in the morning. In other words, the forecast I go out with in the evening or that Jess goes out with in the morning, and usually they're very similar. This is what we base our 2-degree guarantee on. And we're on quite a run here. We've ripped off 16 consecutive days of hits here, our longest streak easily of the year so far. So we hope to keep that going for the rest of the week with the warming trend coming our way. We like to say, as it says up there, we have the Valley's most accurate forecast, and that's no baloney, that's no BS. We really do, and I keep very detailed statistics on not only our forecasts, but several other sources of weather information here in the Valley as well, and we come out on top, and not even by a small margin, I'll tell you. All right, let's talk about today. Time-lapse video kind of tells the story today. We had some high cumulus clouds around, some fair weather clouds, kind of popcorn cumulus, if you will, caused by a little bit of instability in the atmosphere, but these were just decorative clouds. No big deal. Overall, it was a pretty nice day, although it was on the cool side. We hit 46 this afternoon, about a dozen degrees below average. Sunset this evening was at 8, right on the nose. Our first 8 o'clock or after sunset since August 29th of last year. 8:30 will be our next landmark sunset, if you will. That comes on May 11th. And then the latest sunsets of the season, it's about a 10-day stretch from starting around June 21st, or I should say not around June 21st, actually on June 21st. 8:59 is as late as our official sunset gets in Youngstown, very close to 9 o'clock, of course. And we will have post-8 o'clock sunsets through August 28th, and then on the 29th, we go back to 7:59. So days are getting longer, of course, as we head deeper into spring. Weather map across the country this evening. Things are very quiet across the Great Lakes, all thanks to our friend high pressure, which is parked over the region. That's what's going to keep us in great shape for the next few days. Some stormy weather down in the south. Now, this disturbance up here is what's going to try to bring us some cloudiness tomorrow, but we're not expecting any precipitation coming out of those clouds. You'll see that here on Futurecast. That high shifts to the east. Tomorrow, that disturbance rolls through Michigan, enough to maybe cloud it up for a time. Late in the afternoon, early in the evening, it may be a little bit cloudier than today was, especially in the afternoon and evening. But again, no precipitation coming out of those. And then we start our completely cloud-free forecast for Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. I mean, I'm talking pristine blue skies. I mean, there might be a wispy cloud here and there, but that is about it. It is going to be sensational outside at the end of this week and into the weekend. All thanks to something called the Omega Block, the Greek letter Omega. It kind of looks like the upper level pattern as we go through time here. I've paused things, and you can kind of pick out that Greek letter Omega when you look at the pattern here. And this tends to be a very blocky pattern, a pattern that things don't move around very fast, and sometimes that pays us dividends, like it will this time. Now, the west is going to be stormy. They're not going to be happy about the Omega Block, but as long as this thing is around and the atmosphere is all clogged up, we're going to be in great shape because we're on the east side of that, and we're looking for lots and lots of sunshine for Friday and the weekend. It's going to warm up as well. We're talking mid-70s by the end of the weekend, but what about beyond that? I've been talking about this for a couple of days now. Here's a look at the European model NAO forecast, North Atlantic Oscillation. This is one of those oscillations we look at when we try to figure out the longer range forecast. When the NAO goes negative, that typically favors some cooler weather in the eastern U.S. A bulge towards positive here associated with the coming warm-up, but then it is forecast to go negative again as we go into the kind of the 10 to 20 day period, say roughly the 21st through the 30th of April. So I think the last third of the month will not be as warm, generally speaking, as it will be late this week and into the weekend based on that and on this. This is the EPO, East Pacific Oscillation. When this goes negative, it tends to favor cooler than average weather in the east. It was negative for a while earlier when it was cool. It's about to go positive. Again, no surprise considering it's going to warm up. But again, forecast to go negative as we head towards the last third of the month. So the warmth that's coming is not exactly going to stick around forever, but let's enjoy it while we have a sensational stretch of weather coming up at the end of this week and this weekend. That's our Tuesday night weather for Weather Geeks. Hope to see you tonight on 21 News at 11. Hope you have a great night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.